Hey everybody, sorry for coming at you again. There was a little bit of an audio problem with the first iteration of this video, so I'm back to record another one. If you already watched the first one, cool. Maybe you'll be able to hear it this time. Hopefully my audio is fine this time around. But my name is Husky. I'm here to talk about Expert Mode, which is the Greengrass Isle advanced mode that Pokemon Sleep released for people who have reached Master 18 on Greengrass Isle. You have to pay for an expert ticket to go to Greengrass Expert Mode, and the goal is that you get better rewards, better access to different Pokemon, but it is very, very difficult. And that is true. To get to Master 20 on Greengrass Expert Mode, you need almost 11 million Snorlax strength. For me, I have gotten to, I think at my most, like 4.5 million. So I'm a long way from reaching Master 20 on Greengrass Expert Mode. And that's supposed to be the point. The goal is you go there, and maybe for the people that are really, really far ahead in this game, you have a little bit more of an opportunity to build up different Pokemon or to have a more challenging experience, because many people have already basically beaten the game and gotten Master 20 on all of the islands. Just gives people more to do. But I'm going to talk about a little bit how Expert Mode is kind of maybe potentially not worth it. As somebody who has gone to Expert Mode every single week since it came out, I'm on 30% area bonus now, and I'm starting to learn about the ins and outs of Expert Mode and how to succeed here, and it might just not be worth it. So the first thing, I have a couple things that I'm going to talk about. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is the spawns. So one of the benefits of Expert Mode is that you get access to different spawns. Not necessarily different, but better, considered to be better spawns. Here's what you get access to on Basic 1. And for me, there are a lot of things that I could use here, especially down here in this bottom row. I could use candies for the Hoenn starters, or these two. I still don't have a good one. Still looking for a Quaxly, an Aaron. Could always use Palmy candies for my healer. I'm looking for Vulpixes for candies, and I don't have a good one of you yet. Rufflet. There's a lot on here that I could use a good one of, or I could use candies for. But what I have found after, a couple weeks of playing on this mode is that you still just kind of end up with more of the same. If you were really had more access to spawns that were considered to be good, then I feel like you wouldn't get, every time you get Slumbering, a herd of Swablues and Bonsleys. But that's kind of what happens. You get maybe one desirable Pokemon on your board, or semi-desirable Pokemon on your board, and then it's kind of just more of the same thing that you would get going to regular Greengrass Isle, in my opinion. I haven't seen much of any of the 16 pip options that are supposed to be available even earlier on this island. Like Murkrow, Ditto over here, Sneasel. Haven't seen anything like that I'm looking for. Saw my first Heracross on this island this morning, and that was, pretty interesting. Definitely good to see some of these rare things, but in general, you're just kind of still experiencing the same diluted spawns problem that Greengrass Isle has, and most of your spawns are taken up by very low Drowsy Power requirement Pokemon, which are often not the most ideal. So in general, if you want to hunt something specific, then Greengrass Expert isn't the call. Not that I think people were going there specifically to hunt things, but hunting things on Greengrass Isle kind of makes no sense. The next thing that I want to talk about is the rewards. Part of the benefit of potentially going to Greengrass Isle is that you get access to bigger and better rewards, including more Dream Shards and more candies. Now, technically this is true. So let's look at the weekly rewards here, which you can't see everything because I've completed most of them, but basically, if you sleep with Pokemon on your team that match the berry type of Snorlax's favorite berries, you get handy candies or type candies. which are definitely beneficial. Having a lot of handy candies is really important because of how difficult it is to level Pokemon in this game. However, getting type candies doesn't necessarily benefit you as much as the game thinks it does. I didn't put a steel type Pokemon on my team, and I mean, I guess having steel type candies would be beneficial if I do ever get an Aaron that's good, but I'd kind of rather just have regular handy candies. And the only type that gives you regular handy candies is the one of the main favorite berry. So I would kind of just rather get handy candies that are applicable to every single Pokemon that I might be looking to level up at that time. And the other thing is, the incenses are supposed to be better at Master 3, and yeah, I guess Pinsir is a better incense, but I'm not necessarily looking for a Pinsir, so I don't care too much about that. And then you've got the Dream Shard rewards, 2060 Dream Shards here. If you get to Ultra 4, you get a Dream Cluster. It's great too. I got more Dream Shards. Cook 17 times, you get some Dream Shards. You get access to some diamonds. But generally, the missions that they advertise to be more difficult and fun are the same. They're the same thing. And getting more Dream Shards on the island, getting shards when you sleep and you raise your strength, and then, just from the regular sleep reports, Dream Shards, it does kind of take a while to get to the point where you would be making more money or more Dream Shards. You would be generating more Dream Shards on Greengrass Expert than you would at any other island. So if you're looking for Dream Shards, then you have to be pushing really high strengths to actually generate more substantially than you would going somewhere else. And yeah, the rewards are nice. You get some Dream Clusters, you get some Dream Shards, but you get those anyway. And the only different mission is that of the sleep with different Pokemon of different types on your team. And the rewards, like I said, might not even be worth it. So that's another thing to consider as someone who has been here. And then the next thing, probably the biggest thing for me, is part of what excited me the most about Greengrass Expert Mode is dynamic team building. I love Pokemon, and I have so many Pokemon in my Pokemon box that I really, really like, whether they're good or not. I want to be able to use them. And I thought this was going to be the opportunity to not be playing disadvantageously and still be able to use all of those lesser heard of Pokemon. And what I have found instead was that that's just not the case. If you're like me and your box looks something like this, where you've got a couple Pokemon that you've reached level 60 with, a couple mainstay Pokemon, some good berry specialists, some good ingredient specialists, and a couple healers, but, not everything is maxed out. You don't have something great of every single type, and you don't have every single ingredient filled up to level 60, then I feel like this might apply, that it doesn't really matter what the berry types are. It doesn't matter that the penalty of frequency debuff, it doesn't matter that's there. You still are using the few Pokemon from your main few rows. And I've tried. I've been like, oh, I'm just having fun. I'll put on something that matches the favorite berry instead. And it's very disadvantageous to me to do that. If I want the rewards, if I want to get some more Dream Shards, generate more Dream Shards from being on Expert Mode, then I have to push to a little bit higher strength, which means I have to use the Pokemon that are going to get me there. And the debuff just doesn't really do anything. I'm still, no matter what, using Ampharos and Pawmot. Obviously, you need a healer regardless, but I'm still using all of these Pokemon that are at the top of my box, despite there being a debuff. So looking at my team right now, this is the berries I rolled this week. Fighting Dark, Steel. Not running any Steel types. I haven't all week. I'm running, obviously this is berries week, so it's a little bit different, but I'm running 3 electric types. I'm running Meowscarada that I've been swapping back and forth, and I'm running a Sceptile for Berry Burst. And yes, this is an event week, but generally the point still stands for every week that I've been here. And it doesn't matter. This is still my best team that I could make. And it's not like I don't have any dark types or fighting types or, steel types. I do. Let me show what I've got here. I've got Tyranitar. I've got a good Lucario. I've got Absol. And I would be willing to invest some of these guys up just a little bit. I would love to have run my shiny Primeape if investing it up made any amount of sense. It doesn't, because it's not that great. But in general, I've got a couple things. Umbreon, I would bring him up a little bit, but it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if I have like water type berry, which is like something I have a lot of really good Pokemon for, it's still gonna tell me to put Ampharos on the team because it's just that good. I'm still putting the same Pokemon on the team. Let me bring this up over here. So this is my team that I have right now. Tells me I'm reaching Ultra 5. If I took you out for a berry finder of fighting, let's see, Lucario, I brought him up to 45, and he's basically a berry finder. Assuming that it's not the berry week, but he's got berry finding helping bonus. He's at like level 45. It doesn't do better. It doesn't do much better. Ultra 5 still, what was this, 46,000? And my Raichu, 50,000. Like, yeah, it's level 60, but you'd think that the favored berry supposed to be providing that much more would actually benefit the team more. And I've been swapping back and forth between like Meowscarada and Beware for some just like extra filler ingredients. But even if I go here to my auto team maker and I calculate for what I have this week, here's my berries, I've got the ingredient random roll. This is what it's telling me to run. Pawmot, Dragonite, who gets me corn, and I could be running Beware for corn that matches favored berry. Doesn't matter. Always Ampharos. Always Sceptile, Meowscarada. We've got suggestion for Alligator, which I guess I should have been running instead of Raichu. Raichu doesn't show up until down here. But Ultra 5 for all of these team comps, and they all include one of the ones with favored berry. This one includes two. It's got Beware on the team instead of Dragonite. And generally, that's the best that I've got. Like, it doesn't actually encourage the team building to be any different than anything else that we've been doing before. So what I think, personally, is that it should be, first of all, better rewards that make it a little bit more worth it to actually spend sleep points to go there. Obviously, I'm still going there regardless, but make it a little bit worth it for people to actually go there. And especially make it more fun to do team building. Like, they're trying to encourage people to go there by making it not that bad that you can still have a team, but you're not going to do very good regardless with low area bonus. Like, what I would love to see is they make it so that you can only have maybe two of off type on your team. It doesn't let you build a team with more than two off types. I feel like that would make it so much more fun and interesting and dynamic. Instead, it's just kind of another version of Greengrass Isle that's just like amped up and harder to get to the point of finding Pokemon that you want to get. So that's kind of where I am. And I'm still going to be there because that's kind of where I'm at in the game and the goal that I have. And I do look for any opportunity to make the game a little bit more fun and exciting and offer opportunities for team building. But I think that main thing is either like really increase that debuff to make it matter that much, or only allow a certain maximum number of Pokemon on the team that don't fit any of those berry types. And yeah, you're gonna roll some things where you literally don't have anything, and I feel like that's what makes it fun. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but that's going to be it. Made it a lot shorter than the first video this time because I was way more organized coming into recording it the second time around. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all next time. Bye!